Hey guys, Chris from Provo Beast Audio Installation, and in today's video we're going to be unboxing and demoing this brand new 8-inch JVC direct replacement receiver. Let's get started. Before we dive into the box, I just want to say that this is a unique receiver from JVC because it's not your average typical aftermarket radio replacement. What makes this one specifically special is it's what we call a direct replacement type receiver, where rather than adding in all different dash kits and plastics and adapters, this is built and designed to swap out factory equipment for an OE fit and finish. Now this kit is specifically designed actually to be paired with iDatalink Maestro. Frankly, there's not even a harness in the box. Once we tear it apart, we'll show you everything that it comes with, but it relies heavily on the ADS iDatalink Maestro kit because that's essentially what's going to allow you to install this screen into OE type applications. In those circumstances, you're actually still using the factory knobs and switches, factory dash panel, everything to that degree where you get the OE look, fit and finish of a factory receiver, but you get the performance of something aftermarket. That's where it makes this stand out from any other receiver on the market, where it's a direct replacement and it fits a ton of different make and model vehicles on the road today. We can put a ton more information on the direct replacement line in the description in case you want to check it out more. Without further ado, let's tear open this box to show you everything that it comes with. Here in the box, it's a rare sight to see, but it actually still comes with a remote. We have a single threaded screw, USB-C extension cable, USB-A to C adapter, our video inputs and outputs. This specifically is more so your camera input harness, RCA audio output harness for pre-outs in case you add aftermarket amplifiers, external GPS antenna. Now this does not have onboard navigation. This antenna is better for location accuracy when using CarPlay and Android Auto. External Bluetooth mic. And finally, we have an IR receiver cable for the remote. We have our main manual, radio receiver. It's a short chassis, single DIN, and the screen doesn't actually connect to this. We'll show you this here in a moment. Finally here, being very gentle, we actually have the 8-inch display. Okay, so we got everything pulled apart, unboxed, and unwrapped here for you. Now you'll notice the screen itself is really just that. It's a screen, because if you look at the single DIN chassis, it doesn't clip on. In this circumstance, it's literally just a brain module that'll be mounted within the brackets supplied either with the kit or the factory radio. And this is simply the screen which will bolt into the screen location. You'll notice on the back of the screen there's some inputs, and the corresponding outputs from the display are actually on the radio module. Now, oftentimes, depending on the direct replacement circumstance where this is going into, this can be either right behind the radio or, for example, like in a GM vehicle. Newer GM vehicles, often that radio module is down in the kick panel. It's actually back behind the glove box. So this cable is not long enough, and they do supply or offer an extension harness depending on where that's going to be installed. So really, it's a very unique product because it's not like your traditional aftermarket radio. So let's take a closer look at the actual screen and radio module itself. Now looking closer at the screen, there's no buttons, there's nothing here. It's literally just a screen because its intention, once again, is to replace an OEM screen pre-existing within the vehicle. But there, again, no brackets, nothing like that. It's just the display because, again, you're going to rely on the kit in order to install this. The only ports here on the back, obviously here, is we have this port here, and then we also have our main 2 ports for the screen, with plenty of space to get into those 2 ports. Looking at the actual radio brain or module itself, you'll see the harness that comes out from here, and again, the optional extension harness in case this has to be mounted somewhere else. Looking a little closer at our aftermarket radio module, the actual radio module itself, it's that single DIN shallow mount chassis radio. On the back side here, there's a ton of different ports. We're going to walk you through each one. Our first ports here on the top left-hand corner, we have both a USB-C as well as an HDMI micro mini input there. And to get to that, you actually have to take this little holder or bracket off to protect your cords by removing that black screw. That USB-C is going to be used for both fast charging, wired mirroring, multimedia playback, and wired CarPlay and Android Auto. And obviously the HDMI input is just like an HDMI input. You can display HD type material from an external source like a game console or a video streaming stick or something to that degree. Below that, here's our main harness or power input for the receiver. Remember, there's not a harness in the box because we so heavily rely on the ADS iDatalink Maestro direct replacement install kit that they don't include one in the box. We have to use the one included with the install kit to make this happen. We also have an onboard 15 amp fuse. On the right hand side, we have a couple of different ports. We have our GPS input. Again, this doesn't have an onboard navigation. This is more so for location accuracy when using both wireless CarPlay and wireless Android Auto. Next to that is our video input. Remember, all those yellow RCA cables plug into this port here, and we're going to use that screw for those ring terminals on that harness. But this is going to be all our camera inputs and our video input and outputs. Below that is the audio side of it. That's our main audio port. So again, all our RCA low-level pre-outs for external amplifiers as well as an aux input will go through this port. To the right of that, we have our main 3.5mm mic input for the external mic. Now, there is no other microphone on this receiver. You have to use some sort of mic input. Now, this could be either the mic that's included within the box, or you can also opt for iDatalink Maestro Mic 1, which is an add-on module that allows you to retain the factory microphone within your vehicle. To the right of that, we have an IF input that's associated with the iDatalink Maestro install kit for different audio notifications that'll pass through that port. Above that here is also, with iDatalink Maestro, it's your 4-pin data port. So this is how the iDatalink Maestro module is going to communicate with the radio and display all those bells and whistles on the receiver screen, is through that data port there. Now lastly here we have our last two ports. We have the universal AM/FM Motorola style antenna input connection. And then below that is our XM radio satellite connection if you wish to add on the XM tuner separately. Now what's a little bit different about this unboxing and demo is we can't necessarily really demo this receiver on the bench because once again it heavily relies on these APX kits from iDatalink Maestro. This one alone fits many different cars, but in our circumstances we're going to be installing this in an F-150 because it uses this kit. There's so much information associated with these APX kits that I'm going to put that all in the description for you. This kit itself is going to include our radio harness adapter and all the other adapters specific for the vehicle, as well as our brackets to hold on the screen and the bracket to hold in our radio module. Super important because this goes hand in hand with this radio install. Additionally, what's required that's not sold with our JVC is the RR or RR2 module. Here is our radio harness adapter Ken 1. This is very unique because it's a plug and play harness. As you can see here, see that? That's what's gonna plug into our radio, and this end plugs into the harnesses that are included within your box. There is no more splicing wire with this type kit. It's truly plug and play, and this Ken 1 is both for obviously Kenwoods as well as JVC receivers, and it's a plug and play type application. Lastly here, I had mentioned before, the radio does include an external analog microphone, but this is also new for my iDatalink Maestro called the Mic 1 that retains your factory microphone. It's a full interface module that you'll have to flash, but that communicates with that digital mic within the vehicle and retains it for an analog input for your new aftermarket radio. This is super cool for a nice OE fit and finish. All right, so we're here in the truck. Let's kind of give you a walkthrough of what this really looks like. Now this radio is cool because it actually has gesture touch, so you can turn the volume up and the volume down just right off the screen itself. So Our 9 key here in the bottom left-hand corner more or less takes you to all the remaining sources that aren't present there on the home screen, and you can swipe left and right. Now, depending on the number of features found within your vehicle, will illuminate those specific input sources found in this home screen. Vehicle information is vehicle information. We got PSI for a tire pressure monitoring system, shows you what doors and the hood is currently open. There is an add-on radar detector in case we added that to this radio. Gauges is gauges for the truck. It's pulling in that data from the computer of the vehicle. So that's going to show us all our gauges within the truck, and we can go through and actually customize and show what gauge we want. We are not stuck with the gauges here, which is a pretty cool feature. Climate control, this is really nice. This is an updated view than we had before on past generation JVC receivers. We actually have a lot more information, and if we go down here and turn this on, our heating and air controls work with the knobs down below. Lastly here, parking assist, that's going to be for backing up. That's when we see our camera. The truck is currently off with accessory mode on. Knobs and everything's working here. And speaking of which, let's look at that. If we hit number 1, we program that to be to our heating and air controls. If we hit number 2, it's our gauges. We hit number 3, vehicle info, so on and so forth, and we set that up when we flash the module. Even our 360-degree camera is working. We can cycle through all those different modes, which is super cool. Now, we only talked about the Z800AW. There is a 10-inch equivalent, and if you want to see the 10-inch, we'll make sure we link that video and information for the 10-inch in the description of this one. We're actually putting this in a 2019 Ford F-150 Raptor, and we're going to be retaining basically every single feature within that Raptor while swapping the screen out for better performance, user interface, as well as output for an audio sound system that the customer's really excited about. So check out that Ford F-150 Raptor video. We'll link it in the description where we walk you step by step on how to install one of these brand new KW-Z800AW receivers within a vehicle. Thanks again for watching. Be sure to hit the like button if you liked what you saw, and don't forget to subscribe and post great content on the channel all the time. We'll see you in the next video.